Hi guys, it's Jess from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be having my husband try to guess the plot of books based solely on the cover. Guys, so before I bring my husband Scott in, I'm going to talk a little bit about this video. So I have 10 books picked out. They are a mix of YA fantasy, romance fantasy, and then pure romance. Thank you all so much who voted on my Instagram stories. I got so many responses. I am so excited for this game. So in this game, I'm going to show Scott the cover and he is going to try to figure out what the book is about. So some of these books I know he's heard me talk about, so hopefully he does well, but it should be a fun time either way. Now, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. You can also hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I post new bookish content. You can also check out my Instagram and Goodreads, both linked down below. With all that out of the way, let's judge books by their covers. All right, guys, so for those of you who don't know, this is my husband, Scott, and we're gonna get started. So are you ready to guess the plot of books?
I'm ready. All
right, so there is a mix of YA fantasy, fantasy romance, and romance. You're gonna have to try to guess the genre and then also just what the book's about.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready. I've been practicing.
We'll see if he actually watches my videos. All right, let's get started. So first up, we have
Neil Gaiman.
No, definitely not. So the Zodiac Academy. This is by Carolyn Peckham and Susanne Valenti. You should be somewhat familiar with this.
Okay, so my first gut feeling is some kind of Eastern Oriental theme, but it also has a very dark kind of, I don't know, almost like a cult feeling with all the different symbols around the front.
You know what the symbols are?
No, I don't. 69. There's a 69 on that. So anyway, I think there's some kind of magic involved, definitely, because it's the awakening. So therefore, someone probably comes to learn they have these powers. And it definitely feels dark. The cover's dark. It seems like there's a lot of cryptic things in there. So
what would you say it is as far as genre?
I would say YA fantasy. Is that
What did I tell you about matte covers? If it's matte, it's probably spicy.
This is spicy.
So it's fantasy romance.
This doesn't feel spicy.
It is.
But it does have 69, so I get it.
That's a Zodiac sign.
Oh.
You know the Zodiac? Symbols of the Zodiac?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good to know. Okay, so this is the Zodiac Academy. You obviously do not watch my videos because I have multiple videos on the series. It is a fae bully romance. It is following the Vega twins. They are 18 years old, and on their 18th birthday, they find out that they actually have fae powers, and they end up going to the Zodiac Academy in order to claim their inheritance. However, there are already some heirs that are ruling the school that want nothing to do with these fae royals. So it's really fun. I love this series. It's one of my favorites. I actually talk about it in my May TBR. I'm gonna be reading the 7th book soon, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I think that was a fail.
All right, book 2.
So first one, definitely a fail. All right, book 2, you should have some idea.
All right.
So, Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo.
Six of Crows. First off, I love the cover.
Yes, it's a nice cover.
Yes. So, this has a very cool aesthetic to it. I think it's probably some kind of mystery or there's an impossible heist. It says one impossible heist. So I think it's probably a band or group of people, and
Kind of like a found family.
Yeah. They probably get their hands dirty, and I think it's a fantasy. YA or is YA fantasy?
Yes, correct. It is young adult fantasy.
And I think this is one of the lighter, more good intro YA fantasy kind of books that you got.
This is probably my favorite YA fantasy. We did watch the Shadow and Bone show together, so if you remember Kaz Brecker and all of those people, this is their story, and they kind of meshed the two together for the show. But the characters in this book are so good. Highly recommend. If you have not read Six of Crows yet, definitely check it out.
Cool.
All right, so you got that one. I give it to you. Next up.
All right.
I'm excited for this one. We will see if you get it. You should. So, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas.
All right, Sarah J. Maas. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got one hunky fae. So I'm gonna go spicy.
It is spicy.
But
Would you say
Fury
it's
means there's gonna be some kind of action and adventure with spice thrown in along the way. I think this has maybe like a bodyguard trope. No.
That's negative. Who would you say that character is on the front? I feel like you should know.
Is that Reese?
Yes. Reese.
Yes. It looks like him, you know?
Yeah.
But the cover's beautiful.
What would you guess the story's about?
It's a love story between a female heroine and her journey to self-discovery.
So, funny story, he actually helped me record my video where I did a full synopsis of this entire series. So, you listened to me talk about this book for like 2 hours one day.
Well, I was there.
You were there, didn't listen. So, ACOTAR, what would you say, fantasy romance or romance?
Fantasy romance.
Fantasy romance, definitely fantasy romance. So this is actually my favorite in the series, and this particular cover is from Nerdy Inc. I love all of their covers. But yes, this is one of my favorite books of all time. And my husband definitely should have known the synopsis.
Oh!
So that was...
Well, I don't want to give it away.
That was epic fail.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be really nice now. So this next one, I did an Instagram story where I asked you guys to vote. This was the most requested book by far.
I'm ready, bring it
So
on.
Bring
it on.
We will see.
All right.
I'm sorry, it's Ice Planet Barbarians by Rosita.
What's the matter with you?
Well.
And it's the old cover. It's not the new covers that they just came out that are at Barnes & Noble. This is the original.
I'm gonna go extra spicy. Is that guy blue?
He sure is.
Blue hair, blue body, and
Blue everything.
Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. So this is definitely a sci-fi sex romp with aliens. I mean, that's all it looks like. There's literally a galaxy, and it just looks like they're exploring every part
And
of
they're
it.
also in a bit of a compromising position, I would say.
Yeah, they're like that Zodiac sign, 69.
Kind of.
No, but this is definitely a not audiobook to play out loud with your mom around.
That's very
Right.
true. I actually did listen to the audio of this.
That you did.
Yeah. So Ice Planet
I
Barbarians.
got that one.
I'll give it to you. This is following a girl that ends up being abducted by these sex trafficking aliens, but then they have to drop their cargo, and they drop this girl on this planet that is inhabited by these blue aliens. And the main character ends up forming, I believe her name's Georgie, ends up forming a relationship with the alien, and it's a lot of spicy time. So this is the first in like a 22 book series.
Whoa.
I've only read this one, but I will give you that. That was pretty good. Next up, we have The Love Hypothesis, and this is by Hazelwood. This was super popular this summer. I talked about this book a lot. So.
All right. Okay, so definitely some nerdy love going on here.
I'm not sure if that's the nicest way to put it, but
It
yeah.
seems like they have some chemistry.
Dun, dun, dun.
By the colors, it seems like a lighter read, you know, a lot of pink and blues, and probably more of a maybe falling for the teacher, like a,
Close. You're close.
It's not. I just feel like it's this girl. She's in maybe like first year of college, and she is just all about this teacher or adjunct or some kind of person who
professor.
she shouldn't be. And this is kind of a playful exploration of their romance. And that's about all I can really think. This doesn't go that deep.
That was a pretty good synopsis. I will say this is fan fiction for a certain character. Does
Oh.
the main guy look familiar at all?
Wonder Years.
No. It's a very popular, somewhat nerdy show that we both love, or movies that we both love, involving Jedi.
Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren. It is Kylo Ren, Adam Driver fanfic, and it's STEM. So I believe her name's Olive, and it's a romance, and they end up forming this fake dating relationship that kind of leads to more. It's absolutely adorable. I loved this book, so it was worth all of the hype. And what you said, I think, was pretty accurate.
Okay.
So good job. That was good.
All right.
This
Better.
next book,
Yep.
you should be able to quote my entire pitch for it because I talk about this book probably more than any other book I've talked about on my channel. And this was my first video, my very first,
Which I was involved in.
which he was involved in. So, From Glen Nash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. What is this about?
All right. First off, I love this version of the cover.
Yes.
It is so cool.
Yeah, I think it's the Fairy Loot version.
So this is the bodyguard trope I was thinking of from Sarah J. Maas. This looks like she is a badass who has this knife, so she's kind of hiding it, so it's almost like she's, I don't really know, like it's an assassin maybe, and it looks like she kind of, I don't know, from the cover, I'm trying to do it from the cover here, it's maybe follows this woman around as she tries to stop people from stabbing her in the back, and then she starts to get like more aggressive and fight back. And she's accompanied by...
She is very stabby, I will give you that.
She's got to be accompanied by a love interest,
This is true.
and that love interest, I feel like, is unexpected, and she's not sure if she can love anybody.
I feel like he's pulling at straws.
She's not sure if she can love anybody.
So she's wearing white, so that kind of gives you like what, purity vibes?
She's a sacrifice.
That's good. We're getting there.
Oh, she is.
She yeah.
She's a sacrifice.
Some would say maiden.
So she's a maiden who is set to be sacrificed and then escapes to find out that what she thought was her reality is a different reality than it really is. And she goes to fight back.
Yes. I think you just realized what the book was, and now you're. If I say joining, what does that elicit from
Blood
you?
Ash, she is reborn.
So, funny story. I was on a live and I was talking to some people about the most recent book, and we were all talking about just our thoughts on the joining. And then he asked, "What exactly was the joining?" And I had to explain it.
I know.
Yeah, he now knows. So that was a fun time. So, all right, I'll give you that. That was good. You needed some
It
hints.
took a while. The covers are different than I used to recognize.
That's also true.
So,
But I feel like I've done that pitch a lot. All right, you have a few left. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, so this next one should be interesting. So this is Fortuna Sworn, and this is by KJ Sutton. This cover, I feel like, gives you a lot to kind of figure it out.
Whoa. All right. First off, I like her.
Yes.
She looks tough. It's like prophetic. Also,
I wouldn't say that.
she's in a like very woodsy area.
This is true.
So it seems like a what is it? Lord of the Rings, Hobbit-esque kind of fantasy world.
Kind of.
Where there's a lot of cool ideas and maybe magic system. But
There is a cool magic system.
she seems like she's kind of pissed off, and she looks like she's like, bring it. And there's a bird in the back, which must have some significance, flying or not. But basically, I think this is her getting revenge on people who wronged her when she was younger, and she's got a crown on her head, I think, for a really bad hair day.
Surprised you noticed that. That was actually pretty good.
So I think she's emerging to get revenge, and maybe she's sworn to get revenge against.
I like that. I like what you did there.
But that's all I can really garner from this.
What genre would you say?
I would say this is YA fantasy.
Talk about matte. If it is a matte cover, it's normally spicy. So
She doesn't seem spicy.
she doesn't.
She seems like she is a praying mantis. Your head is gone afterwards.
She is a very intimidating character. So this is actually fantasy romance, indie published. I just rediscovered this series. I absolutely loved it. And the woodsy area, so this is actually about fae. So fae and unseelie fae. And Fortuna is a nightmare. So she has the power to like touch you, and then you see your biggest fears.
Oh.
So that is probably why
so
she
she
looks.
can't get a boyfriend.
Well, we'll see. She gets a few. So she ends up being like a super just badass character to follow. But she's been searching for her brother who's been missing for 2 years. And then one day a fae shows up on her doorstep and says, I know where he is. However, if you want help getting him back, you have to marry me. And it goes from there. So I really enjoyed the series. Really, really good. I would give you that. I think you kind of got it.
All right.
The bird means nothing.
Yeah.
You went over there with the bird.
They were just like, how do we fill this space?
Yeah.
Bird.
All right, so this next one was the second most requested book on that Instagram story. So I am so interested.
After the alien one, I don't know what.
Yeah, this is a new release. I actually just read it and talked to you about it, so you should have some clues. I don't know, you've never seen the cover, so we'll see. So we have Praise, and this is by Sara Cate. Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck.
What a fox.
This looks like the prequel to Magic Mike.
Like an older version.
Yeah. Like, he seems tired. Tired of something. And he just like, seems like he just seems not satisfied. And he is searching for somebody who shares his oddities. I don't know. He seems like he just needs, okay, praise, I'm guessing, this is spicy, I can tell, because anytime I see a six-pack in the middle
on
of
the
the
cover
page, it's spicy.
Yes.
And I don't think the necklace has any significance.
That's a good
But
assumption.
it's like the bird.
Yes.
But I'm assuming if it's spicy and it's maybe he likes to praise people or be praised, or it's like a religion romance, or maybe it's a religion romance of the other person in the relationship.
Well, what tropes would you guess are in here? I gave you a big clue when we first started.
Tropes?
Yeah.
Age gap?
Age gap, good job. I was gonna say, he definitely doesn't watch my video because at the time we're filming this, the last video I did was an age gap romance recommendation.
See, got it.
Yeah.
He looks older and he
Yeah.
looks tired. He
Yeah.
just needs the right spark. And I'm sure he gets more than that. So.
All right, so that was pretty close. You said oddities, which was not the right word. So praise is his kink. So
Okay, that's the word I was searching for.
Yeah, so he is Emerson. He starts off this club with a bunch of other people, and they all have certain kinks, and they don't want to be judged. So he becomes very profitable. Unfortunately, because of this club, he loses contact with his son, which is why he doesn't realize when his son's ex-girlfriend comes into his office that she is actually not his new submissive. Luckily, the son's ex-girlfriend's kind of into it and it goes from there. But this was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
So it's son's girlfriend and praise kink?
It's a father trope too. So ex-boyfriend's father trope, and then praise king and age gap. So fun time.
Sounds like quite a book.
It is. It was really good. I really liked it. And the next one I think just came out. So very,
Is the next
very
one
good.
called Worship?
No, I forgot what the next one's called. I'll leave it on the screen. All right, so you got 2 left.
Okay.
You feeling confident?
I'm getting better, but if it's just a half-naked dude, it's gonna be
It's
tough.
hard. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so
Throw it at me.
this next one, I have faith in you. We have Crescent City by Sara J. Maas.
All right.
I specifically picked this book just because of all of the stuff I feel like they crammed into the cover of this book. Like, there are little things hidden
This
throughout.
cover is so cool. She has like a lock in her chest.
Yeah,
Like a keyhole.
this is true.
She has something on one side of her face. There's like either gears or a tree behind her, kind of something growing. It's almost like it's taking over her body.
Yeah.
And then is that a snake?
Yes.
There's a snake.
There is a snake.
So,
My favorite part is the little toy horse that's like in her chest.
yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. So this actually
Guess genre
feels
first.
like
Yeah.
a fantasy romance mystery, and I think this woman, or the main character, has to solve some kind of mystery, or she is the mystery, but she's searching for answers and falling in love at the same time. There's definitely spicy scenes, but it doesn't feel like Prey is spicy. This is like, a 3 of 5 jalapeno spicy,
Yes.
or
And he should know a decent amount about this book. I did a recap video for this, and he listened to me talk about this book, or I'm assuming you did.
This
all
is
day
not
long.
set in your standard fantasy that you would read.
This is true. It's urban fantasy. I'm actually not normally a fan of urban fantasy.
Yep.
Now, can you tell me my favorite character from the series? You've been hearing a sound a lot on TikTok. And I have
Daddy Rule.
Daddy Rune. So
Rune?
I also bought a shirt that says Daddy Rune on it. So
Daddy Rune.
Rune is a fae from this
Yes.
book. But yes, you did a very good job. So like I said, I have a recap video if you guys want to check that out before reading the newest book, which is House of Sky and Breath. Really, really good. I love the series. Anything by Sara J. Maas is absolutely amazing.
And what? I'm not supposed to save you if you're being kidnapped by them, correct?
Yes, no,
What
that
did you
was
say?
that was a court of Mist and Fury. I said if
Yeah.
the inner circle, if Cassian, Azriel, or Rhysand come to kidnap me, he's gonna let me go. It's fine. It's fine. I'm kidding. All right, so the last one.
All right, let's do it.
I am so interested in what you're gonna guess this book is about.
I have
The
no
cover,
idea.
the cover's not gonna help you a lot, but we'll see. We'll see. This was another one a lot of you guys voted on.
Penelope Douglas.
Yeah, you should know that name.
Credence. So this is an interesting cover. It's almost like an inverse of two different worlds, and it's got pine trees. So I think this takes place in more of like an Alaska or Nova Scotia-esque kind of North Canadian setting.
Okay.
And it feels like a mystery. There's like between the two flipped realities, there's a lot of mist or cloudiness.
I can
So
see how you would get that.
I think this follows our character through multiple realities and a lot of timber.
A lot of timber. So what would you say the genre is?
I would say YA.
So wrong. Like
Okay, then-
opposite spectrum.
I would say it's 5 out of 5 spicy.
Yeah.
And a lot happens in these woods.
A lot does happen. I just realized I'm actually gonna have to tell them the plot of this book, and now I'm kind of nervous. It's very taboo. This is probably the most taboo I've ever read, or it's close to.
Captive Captor?
No, that is my favorite though. Yeah, so
What is it?
this is actually about a girl who goes to live with her step-uncle and his 2 sons that she has not had a relationship with, and they all end up forming a relationship when they
The
kind
joining?
of... No, not the joining. It's kind of not really a love triangle, and people call it reverse harem. I'm not sure if I would call it that, but they all kind of have a relationship with her when they are stuck up in the mountains. You were right, when it snows, and it is by far my favorite Penelope Douglas book. It's really good.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, that was really hard. And the cover, I could completely see where you would get like thriller elements, so it was hard. But once again, one of my favorite books. And I did talk to you about this.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were shocked when I told you.
But I didn't know the name.
This is true.
And I do know you normally don't enjoy the reverse harem.
I don't.
I do remember you bringing that up.
Yes. All right, you did okay. You did pretty good. I was impressed. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments below if there are any other game videos you would like us to film. I have so much fun making these videos. I said this already, but I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I will see you all next week. Bye.